Are you looking for an offshore partner to maintain and develop your existing software application? Then follow these 5 steps to ensure that you get a very trusted and long-term partner. Hi, I'm Bala Vishnu, founder and CEO of Techno Tackle Software Solutions, Coimbatore. This is a very important step which you're going to make as a CTO or a CEO of a company. I know that it is a reversible decision, but reversing this decision is going to be very painful. So my first suggestion is, do not rush in finding a partner just for the sake of time. First, start with at least 5 to 7 companies to evaluate. You can find them in Google, LinkedIn, get references from your node circle, doesn't matter. Start with a minimum of 5 to 7 companies which you are going to evaluate them. The first step which you are going to do is to check their tech fitment. Meaning, say suppose your project is in React.js in the front end, say backend is Laravel or Node.js. Please ask those companies how many senior developers they have in your respective technologies. Senior in the sense they should be at least 4 to 5 years of experience. Get to know their bench strength in those particular technologies. Say if it is Laravel, ask them, okay, how many Laravel senior developers do you have? Laravel mid-level, Laravel junior developers you have. It is very important to make sure that they have the right resources and they have the bandwidth for taking up your project. Also ask them how quick they can scale up or scale down the resources based on your business need. Number 2, checking their previous works. So this is a very important step which most of the companies miss. It is very important to check the demonstrated success in that particular technology. Say suppose your technology is React.js and Laravel, ask them what is the previous projects they have done in this particular technology and ask them to show a demo of those projects. And if possible, ask them for references of the previous clients. Okay, so you have done this project, well and good. Do share the contact details of that client. So I would like to speak to them to understand how you work. So this is very important step which most companies work. Say consider this. Say suppose you are hiring an employee for your company. What do? You do reference check, right? You check with the previous employer as how he was before hiring. Similarly, here you are hiring a team. The risk is much more than hiring just an individual. So here it is very important for you to do reference check so you can be very sure that they have the demonstrated success in this type of project. And do check the previous testimonials given by the other customers of this company, and if needed, do interview some of the key resources before taking a decision. Number 3, compatibility in terms of practices and tools. So one important question to ask them is, will you be giving us the access to the source code? One thing which I have noticed in common among most vendors is they do not give transparent access to the source code to the customer. The source code is the intellectual property of the customer upon full payment. So if you have made the payment, it is your responsibility to demand the source code and get access to it. So this is something you have to check with the vendor before you get into any such assignments. And also it is very important for you to understand their process and the protocols. How are they going to report to you? Are they going to directly put you in touch with the developers, or are they going to abstract you with a middle manager? Do you have direct access to the developer, or all the communications go through via the middle manager? Such questions you need to ask them, and also ask them what is the frequency of reporting. Is it going to be daily, weekly, monthly? How often are we going to have stand-up calls? How are we going to manage their tickets? So all these questions you need to ask them and understand what is their process and make sure that their process aligns with your standards. In case if it doesn't align, transparently communicate to them and put a suggestion of process. If they are okay with it, you can take it forward to the next level. In this process, I am sure you would have eliminated several vendors and maybe you will be left with 2 or 3 companies which can be evaluated in the upcoming stages. Number 4, task-based validation. Before you give them a real project, I would strongly encourage you to give a small task that mimics your system, a small task that spans between a couple of days. So to evaluate their ability to deliver, their code quality, etc. So this is a risk-free way for you to evaluate the people's delivery. Even if the vendor charges you for a couple of days, do not mind that, but make sure to ask for a small task to be done before giving the original project. One more thing to consider in this step is what kind of relevant doubts they ask, how well they understood the requirements, and how deep their questions are. This will give you a very good confidence about their ability to understand the requirements in the real project. Number 5, start small and scalable. So once you are comfortable with the team on seeing their task, do not jump into a long-term contract initially. Start with a 3-month contract, give some small tasks, evaluate them, see how their performance is, and then scale up. For some reason, if you don't like them, make sure to give honest feedback and give them the right ways to improve. Say, for example, you do not like the way they communicate. You feel that they should communicate with you frequently. Make sure to spell that out. Make sure to transparently tell them, and do not play a guessing game here. One more thing to consider here is do not expect results from day one. Since it's an existing code base, it will take some time for the existing team to understand the code base, the flow, the different components, the different third-party integrations, the architecture, etc. So give them sufficient time for them to analyze the system and then take a call. Do not expect results from day one, and do not push them from day one, because it's an existing code base and they will need some time to digest it and analyze it. Once they get a hold of the system, I'm pretty sure that things will move fast, provided it's a solid thing. If you like this video, make sure to share it with someone who is looking to outsource a software to a company, and see you in my next video. Thank you.